You are now tuned in to Peach State TV, where any gym is home. www.peachstatehoops.com. Enjoy the show.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of JumpOffFuntState.com show. Today is actually our first episode of what we'll call the Coach's Corner, where we get our coach and Southeast Sports Report analyst, lead analyst, Jonathan Hemingway, talk a little about something going on in the basketball world, whether it be skill-wise or maybe some other stuff. But the first episode today, we'll talk about what it takes to become a complete basketball player, some of the different aspects, some of the different things for players out there to consider when trying to become a complete basketball player. First off, Coach, how's everything going today?
It's going well. First event, Peach State Spring. Started off well. We got some teams here, seeing some good talent here at Georgia Tech, so very excited about the new year, and I think it should be a great summer.
That's great, that's great. Well, let's start off, and I'll let you expand on the question of the day. What do you think it takes to become a complete basketball player?
Well, first off, Kyle, I think it really depends on your ability to play on both ends of the court. I see a lot of players that can do maybe one thing, maybe even two things well, but very rarely do you see a basketball player that is able to do a number of different things very well. And so first off, a basketball player has to think about playing on both ends of the court first and foremost.
Well, that's definitely something that's very important, but talk a little bit about, let's talk about the offensive side of the ball first. Talk a little bit about what it takes to become that, in terms of, what are the things you need to be able to look at, what are some of the skill sets you need to be able to apply? Sure
thing. Offensively, the first thing I look at is, can you shoot the basketball? Can you pass the basketball? Can you handle? And, if you can do those three things, especially as a perimeter player, then I say, hey, this player is a complete offensive player. A lot of times I see great players that are just primarily drivers. They're penetrators. Maybe they penetrate the dish, or sometimes they penetrate the score. Other times you see players that are just great spot-up shooters, but it's very rare that you're able to see the complete basketball player that can put it on the floor, put it on one dribble, pull-up jumper, get to the rack and finish, and be able to hit the three-point shot. So, if you're going to be a complete offensive player, you've got to be able to do a host of numerous things, and it really depends upon a player putting in extra work in the off-season to be able to become that complete offensive player. And more than that, becoming a complete offensive player is more than just scoring as well, too. So many times players just think about offense as, well, I have to put the ball in the hole. And that's not always the case. Can you make the simple play? Can you make the read? Can you see the double team coming and hit the open play? Can you make the extra pass to pass up your okay shot, a shot that's maybe contested, you got a hand in your face, to give it up to a player that's got a wide open shot? Those are the things that really differentiate between the average basketball player to the player that has what we like to call a high basketball IQ. And when I do a lot of evaluating here at Brandon's event, that's what I look at. Can you do a number of things, and the truly great players, and we're talking about the upper 5 to maybe even 2% of the players are really able to do that. More than that, just being able to make the simple play is really a lost art in the game of basketball. Can you make layups? Can you finish, at the rim consistently? And you'd be surprised, even the more talented players have trouble making easy layups. Can you make free throws? I think you see it time and time again, even as the NCAA tournament is going on, both men and women, those games are really determined by can you make layups and can you make free throws. So becoming a complete offensive player, you've got to have a skill set. Certainly being able to pass, dribble, and shoot the basketball, but can you just make the simple play? And I think for those players out there that are watching this video today, start with the simple things, being able to hit the open player, being able to make layups, being able to make free throws, and then expand your game from there.
Those are some great things to talk about. This is another episode of JumpOffPushToday.com show. Next time on Coach's Corner, we'll talk about some of the things that you need to be able to do as a defensive player to be a complete player.